Okay, Mom.
Sup?
What's up, everybody?
How's everyone doing?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
We're back.
Are you guys having a good Wednesday? If you're not, it's okay. We know it was really hard to get the kids in the car.
But it's better now. They gone.
They're gone.
See you later.
Hallelujah.
We were just talking about how that silence when the kids are gone to school is one of the most beautiful things in the world.
You know those moments when you drop your kids off and then you get back in your house? The house is a disaster, obviously. It's not like anybody got anything.
Nobody even cares at that point.
Half the jackets are on the ground.
Yes.
Half the shoes that they didn't want to wear are like flown around everywhere. And you're like, it's all good. And you sit down, you make your chai, you make your coffee. You just sit on the table for 5 minutes and you take in the peace.
It's like the biggest, like, oh my God, is this what this jacked up bliss feels like?
Yep.
It's the most beautiful feeling in the world. It's not that we don't love them. We love them.
They know we love them too.
But as Uruje said, we love ourselves too.
Exactly. So as much as I want to spend time with my kids and my family and everyone, I also want to spend time with myself. That's how much we love each other.
Yes, 100%.
On that note, y'all, if you love us, subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Follow us on socials. Give us those 5 stars on Apple Podcast and Spotify. We have an amazing topic because for the entire year of OK Mom Podcast, we have literally only catered to the women.
Not on purpose. It's because we're women.
Yeah, my bad.
Our bad.
Our bad.
Yes.
So what are we going to do? We got an episode for the men.
Just for you guys.
What was our question of the week?
The question was, actually, I think it was a few weeks ago, we did an episode on what are your biggest icks in men. Today, we decided to do an episode for the men talking about what are men's biggest icks in women. Let's roll.
Because we can be icky too.
Yes, we can.
We can own our icks too.
We can own our icks.
Hairy hands.
What? That's a new one. Hairy hands?
Hairy hands. Men like them waxed.
I've never heard of that. Like,
I mean, I guess so. It's a
maybe some people have hairy hands.
I guess.
Does hairy hands mean like the hair on this part of your like finger?
Maybe it's also arms.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's just like hairy arms.
Some people just like hair on their arms.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people.
I'm not one of those people.
But you know what? That's okay.
Listen, on the ladies' side, we talked about this in our episode. You know, the hairy chest.
Grooming.
A little bit too much. So I get it. So men are like, you know, ladies, let's
Clean up. Groom up. Because if your hair on your arms is longer than his hair on his arms. Think about it, Uruje. Think about it. Yes.
Okay. A little
they don't even know how to braid. They'd be like, oh God, like what's going on? Am I dating another of me?
Another bruh.
I'm dating a brother?
Men, what are your biggest icks in women? Consistent comparison with other men in the family.
Ooh, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I would find that to be an ick too. Yeah.
So what if a girl is constantly comparing, what if you, situation time, what if you are constantly comparing your husband to your brother or your dad or a male cousin?
Can I be honest? I think a lot of girls do that. Like, I know that I could probably be guilty of, like, for example, if there's like a quality that I really liked about my father,
right? Then
I'd be like, you know, like I have not. Okay, I'll give a great example. Okay, so like my family is very quiet. If somebody ever comes into our house, they're like, God damn, like, does anyone even talk loud in this house? Like, they just don't. Very mellow people, okay? Meanwhile, if you go into like a proper Punjabi house, it's loud, okay? It's loud, okay? But that's just not the way it's been for us. Like, my dad never swore at us. He never yelled at us. Like, so we're not used to that. If I got married to somebody that was like swearing at me and getting loud, like it would scare me, okay? Because I am not used to that. So I would do the comparison.
Yep.
I would say, oh my God, like I've never experienced that. Like, why are you talking to me that way? Even my own dad didn't talk to me that way. I would do the comparison.
Right. So do you think there's a way you can do the comparison where you don't have to bring in a male person in the family and you can just generalize it and be like, listen, I was never spoken to this way, so I'm not comfortable?
Yes, you can. But you want to know something? In a moment like that where the person is doing something wrong,
yeah,
I feel like it's good to set them straight, to be like, listen, that's not how I've been treated my entire life. Who do you think you are coming in and treating me like this? Sometimes I think comparison is warranted, but it shouldn't be a comparison of like, this is I think what they mean
Yeah.
is the comparison of like, well, like her husband went and like took her on vacation and they went to the Ritz and like, you don't even take me anywhere.
We're staring at the Marriott.
Yeah. That's the comparison people probably make.
Yeah. And that is an ick.
It is an ick, but you want to know something? I have to say that like men also do the comparison and women also do the comparison. And again, the comparison comes from a place of like, you feel less than because you don't maybe get to have certain experiences, right? I think that's where it comes from.
But also, if we reverse the roles for a second, okay? And if a man is constantly like, your biryani doesn't taste like my mom's biryani, you're going to get upset.
Unless the mom's biryani is actually lit,
Yeah,
girl.
but even then, if you spend like 6 hours trying to make this
say about
biryani,
that, say about that.
right?
Say
And
about
you're
that.
still hearing that, and then it's like every single time you make biryani, Hina, you have to hear it.
I would flip that ditchki so fast. I'd be like, go to your mom's, go eat her biryani. Then don't come back to me and ask me to make you food. Go, jao. Ab jao, call पेट भर के वापस आना.
मेरे लिए भी थोड़ी सी ले आना. So I just gotta throw that in there.
Like, take this. I don't want this anymore.
So I get it too from a guy's perspective. If
I
you're
get
gonna
it.
constantly
I get
be
it.
like, yo, she got a rollie. I want a rollie. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's not play that game.
I mean, I
understand.
wouldn't mind.
Right? But you gotta also like,
you gotta be
accept
logical.
your situation, and like you
gotta
can't
be
ever
logical.
make some, and I'm not just saying a man, you can't ever make anybody feel less than, right? That they're working so hard and you are making them feel like they still are never going to meet some sort of expectation that you have of other people. And also the expectation that you have might just be an Instagram expectation.
Which usually it is.
Yeah. Like you don't know the ins and outs or the realities of that relationship or why they're staying at the Ritz.
Yeah.
Who knows what happened the night before,
But
the
even
week
if-
before, and he's trying to make up something,
Yeah,
right?
You're absolutely right. But then I also say, like, listen, even if they are, and let's say they do have this beautiful life, okay, let's say it is everything you ever dreamed of. I will bet money that there's things that those people look at you for and they're like, I want that. Like, I wish I had what she had. And it may not be the materialism, but it might be something else.
Yeah.
Like maybe your husband is not mean. You know what I mean? Maybe
Your husband have absolutely like cute banter.
Yeah, maybe you can live your life very vicariously, pursue your passions, and he does not mind. Whereas the other person's husband might be very like, you better come home at this time. Why are you going out with your friends? You should hang out with me all the time. Or like maybe they'll be like, no, sorry, like I don't want you to go to school. I want you to be a stay-at-home wife all the time. You know what I mean? People are like that.
Maybe he dresses well.
Maybe. Yeah. I just think there's positives with everything, but because when you're living in it, you fail to see the positives because it's like a daily thing for you.
Yeah. And honestly, when you're in a relationship, the grass is always going to look greener.
Yeah, but
regardless.
Can I also say something though? In the Desi community, what's respected? Money.
Facts.
It is.
And
Not
status.
even in the Desi community. In
Everywhere.
the world.
Everywhere.
In the world, money is respected. So, you know, when you're like, people are getting upset, like, oh yeah, but like my husband is saying he wants this, or my wife is saying she wants this. It's literally because that's the premise of this world, that like everybody needs to have money to have power. It's not even a lie. With money does come a certain level of power. But everyone is not going to be at that level. Like, I think it's like, what, 1% of the population that's like that level?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just think you'll feel more fulfilled if you're just like, okay, I have to learn to be content with what I have and work towards what I want.
And when you truly know one another, you can find happiness in other things that are not any of the material social status items. You know what I mean? Like, I really do truly think if you have like really good banter, like back and forth, you guys go out, you guys are like the couple in the room, people are probably looking at you guys like, damn, that's a good relationship. That's a healthy relationship.
Yeah,
right
and
there,
that
right?
is.
Or if you go out with your girls, right? And maybe some of your girls are out here being like, oh no, I didn't tell my husband that we're coming out.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, I had to tell him I was at my mom's house.
Oh,
Right? I couldn't tell him that I'm coming out here. I said that I'm going to be
at this age.
Happens. It
Yeah,
happens.
it does happen.
It happens. Okay. Some
does.
girls are guilty of having a relationship with their spouse where they are unable to tell them the truth right away.
yeah,
Okay?
it does happen.
And then they look at you and you're like pinning your location to your man.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm here. See you later.
Yeah. Right? Oh, hey, this, that, whatever. Like super just open, honest.
Yeah.
You know? maybe they'll look at that and be like, that's a healthy relationship. I don't have that.
But that is a healthy relationship.
It is, right? So there's certain things that rather than comparing neck to neck, like he drives this, so she drives this, you need to buy me this. She has this handbag, you need to buy me this, da 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 da. And all this like tit for tat.
Yeah.
It's not healthy in a relationship because it will come between you as a couple.
Yeah. And I think that tit for tat, even if he got you those things, it would continue forevermore.
Because she'll just get something else that you want.
Yeah. And I think that's like, sometimes you have to address that. Like, what is it about that person that is so attractive to you? Like, what is it? What is the root cause of it? Is it just that she has a lot more material things? Because then I also think of like, I think once you fall into the trap of materialism, which like we all do it, let's be real. I do it, you do it, everybody does it. Okay. Once you fall into that trap, it's like, that becomes your whole life. But sometimes when you look at life as a whole, sometimes you're like, okay, there has to be more to it than just the materialism, because that goose chase is never going to end. It is going to go on till the end of time. You're going to consistently chase no matter what. But is that fulfilling? Because we've also talked about how materialism isn't always the most fulfilling thing. I think with age, you also realize that like it doesn't fulfill you as much as maybe other things would.
And then those 30 seconds pass and you're like on to the next thing.
Yeah. So exactly. So I think when it comes to comparison, honestly, the truth is women do it a lot.
We do.
We are so guilty. I am guilty. I'm guilty.
Ick. We need to stop.
It is an ick. We do need to stop but I also think that like, if there's certain qualities that are like things that you're like, I don't like that you do this, there's probably a better way to say those things. And that is something we all need to learn as well.
Like we've said, proper communication on this podcast. We're hoping by the end, some of us will learn how to do it.
Including us. I love that we throw out these gems like proper communication. We're like, do I even know how to communicate?
Guys, at the end of the day, I think we are just so guilty of looking at somebody's Instagram, social media life being like, wow, look at what you look, she just went and bought this Dior bag and she didn't even blink an eye. You know what I mean? You see that because what are they going to do? They're going to vlog their journey to get that Dior bag.
Come with me to get my first designer bag.
And you're going to save that post and then you're going to share it and then you're going to share it with your husband.
Like, oh my God, why does she get to do this? Yeah. I want to do this.
Or it's the subtle comparison where you don't say that, you just share the video. And then he's like, Lord, here we go. What is it today? What is it today? What do you want to buy today?
Or it's the bashing comparison where you're like, oh my God, like all she does is spend money. Like, does she have nothing better to do in her life? You know, people do that.
That's a self-defense mechanism.
It is. It's also like, I don't really like you and I really want your life. But then it's also like, I'd rather say it in a negative way to make it look
I also can't admit that I want your life.
Yes. That exactly.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to trash talk you.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So
go.
My husband said, biggest icks in women. My husband said Bushras. It basically means a try-hard desi girl who is overly loud and tacky dressed.
Yo, what did a Bushra ever do to you?
Guys, have you ever heard Pakistanis? Okay. Have you guys ever heard of why people name their children Bushra?
No.
Usually it's the third daughter that's named Bushra.
Why?
I have no freaking idea. But you know, one of my middle names is Bushra. Swear to God. I have so many names.
Guys,
don't get me started. Don't get me started.
I'm going to
Don't get me started.
break this mic in half. One of your middle names is also Bushra?
Swear to God.
Kyun?
I'm a third daughter, sis. They just for me, it was like, Joan se bhi naam reh gaye na, sare isko de do. It was like that. But no one knows that.
Hina, ABCDFG.
Literally. But that is a name where it's like, you know what? It's like, it's not your legal name. Like Mariam Hina is my legal name, but that's a name. You know how they throw some else in? They just throw some other name in.
I guess
like,
so.
It would be like Uruje Bitto Sultan. Something like that. It's like what it throws. And then like half the people are like, oh, Bitto, come here. Like, you don't have to say that.
So embarrassing.
And you're sitting there like, Hanji me on you. And everybody else like, what the flip is that?
You're like, wait, aren't you Mariam Hina?
Yes. See, that's what I mean. Then they tack on the extra names.
That's wild.
It's freaking wild.
Okay, so what's this Bushra story? Somebody tell me. I've never heard of this.
It's just something I've heard.
Okay.
That like if you have 3 daughters, the third daughter, you'll throw in a Bushra somewhere. She's a Bushra. Okay, so but what this person said is he does not like Bushra, and it's not because they're the third daughters. His specificness for a Bushra. This is what a Bushra is. It basically means a try-hard desi girl who is overly loud and tackily dressed. Overly loud? Bushra right here.
Tackily dressed? I don't think so.
Tackily dressed, I don't know. But
Did you ever have
a try-hard desi girl?
Okay, did you ever have blonde highlights?
I did.
Did you wear green contacts?
I wore gray. Oh my God.
She
I
a
am
Bushra.
freaking Bushra. Hold on. Did you ever wear colored contacts?
I did.
All right.
Yeah, I went through a color contact. I wore every color contact.
Listen, at the heart of many desi girls, we are all Bushras.
We are all
Okay?
Bushras.
How dare you slander? There's some good Bushras out there. To the good Bushras, I'm so sorry.
We don't know who hurt this man.
Yeah, we don't.
Clearly a
No.
Bushra did.
Clearly a Bushra did. But I don't think he actually
I know.
he meant a category. The try-hard desi girls who are overly loud and tackily dressed.
It's like that phase of Desi guys growing up that went through that like Gino phase. The tight pants and the
gel
spiky hair.
Oh, God, chains.
The tips were blonde. The chains.
Tips were tipping.
Yo, the pants were so tight.
The pants were off their butts.
They were tighter than my pants.
As they were. I'm not gonna lie. What do we call those guys?
The
Beshadams. The Bushras and the Beshadams.
The Bushras and the Bushras.
All right.
All right.
Next.
The Bobbies.
The Bobbies.
The Bushras and the Bobbies.
The Bushras and the Bobbies. Y'all heard it first. Biggest icks in girls. Indecisiveness, overly affectionate, nail biting, poor hygiene.
Okay, hygiene was a big one.
Hygiene is a two-way thing, man. Ain't nobody.
It's the same for men. It's the same for women. I think this is a general ick.
It's a general thing. It's a general thing. I would say it's different if you're like at the gym and y'all are sweating. That's different.
But if you smell like that,
If you smell
at a
like
wedding?
caca and you don't perfumify and you don't take a shower.
it's not perfume, guys. Y'all need to use deodorant.
No,
Antiperspirant that.
But it's also like shower up, cleanse yourself, okay? Just look kempt, okay? Throw a little makeup on here and there. You know?
I'm guilty of this.
No, I'm saying like you don't have to do a full beat, but like portasa, like keep yourself looking good.
Yeah.
I think you'll feel good.
Yeah. Because the thing is, when you don't, you're going to walk out and somebody's going to comment. Somebody's
Yeah.
going to be like, you look really tired.
Also the nail biting.
Please stop.
I used to be a nail biter when I was young. Yeah. I used to bite my nails out of nervousness.
Ooh.
Now I will never do that ever. And I also can't because I always get my nails done, which is a great practice.
I'm not guilty of nail biting. But
Taking her every single week.
Men, listen. If you don't like the nail biting that your women are doing, put a little extra fund in her account every week so she can go and get her nails done.
Va.
She won't bite her nails.
Va.
Caca.
Just that day today, guys. I don't know
Hygiene
what's
is a big thing. Listen, the amount of weddings I've been to, I'm going to say it. I've been to some weddings. I went on stage to take some pictures, okay? And I sat beside the bride. It did not smell good. And I got
Not
really...
because the bride, because wait, the bride could be sweating because she could be wearing pounds of deodorant, but that wedding dress is like 40 pounds.
I know, but the smell was there, yo.
Was it the bride or was it the extended people's?
But this, we don't know. We could not pinpoint where the smell was, okay? But when you're doing a group shot and everybody's trying to get in close,
And you're like,
when you go like this, you're like this. And then you get a whiff.
oh, that whiff.
Let's take care of ourselves. Bridesmaids, pack a deodorant in their
I
bags.
would also say put your clothes in the laundry and have a good laundry detergent. Robust. Robust. We don't need to, if we went to the gym, we come home and we throw those clothes in the laundry. We don't re-wear those clothes.
Facts.
Throw them in the laundry, get it going.
Also, let's not stink up our socks. We've had this conversation with Jarabe, okay?
You guys know how she feels about this.
जो आपके मोजे है ना उसको साफ रखें.
No
Daily wash, okay?
bow, okay?
Oh.
Like no bow most. It's not boo, it's bow, okay? Like we don't want the bow. I swear to God, if I smell the bow on any I'm gonna say I don't want to bring this stuff up, okay? These are words I don't like saying, but like
We don't like the smell of cheddar cheese.
yes, okay? Keep your BO away from everybody.
Listen, guys, you know what I realized? I need to have waterproof makeup on the show. Because the laugh attacks and the tears, my mascara is draining from my husband. She goes, from my husband. Big ears. My ears are tiny and he loves them so much. Oh my gosh. Big ears is an ick?
I don't know what to do about that. I was born with that. What am I supposed to do?
Ears?
No, I don't. I don't think I have big ears, but I'm saying for the girl that has big ears.
Okay. Yo, I'm watching a show right now. Everybody who's watching it right now, they know exactly.
Is that a Pakistani drama?
No, it's the Bollywood Wives versus Fabulous Lives. I don't even know what.
I was just watching that yesterday night.
So, you know, one of them with the big ears.
Is she the one?
Shalini.
The one that sings.
Yeah.
The bathroom singer. The shower singer.
Yeah. The one who does everything. She's an artist. She's a painter. She's a scuba diver. She does yoga. She does cryo. She does the gym for 2 hours with a full face of makeup.
And she sings.
She sings.
Yo, I could not.
Every time.
When she was singing to the giraffes. But those girls, the Dilly girls,
yeah, the Diddy
they do it on purpose.
Wait, aren't they Bombay? I think Bombay girls.
Mahip is Bombay?
Yeah, I think they're Bombay and Shalini is Delhi.
Okay, well, whichever one Mahip is from,
Yeah.
I think they ask them on purpose.
Okay, but some of her they are a little jaw dropping.
Sometimes
Why are you running in the rain in that dress? To go in the water. For what?
For what?
You know what it is?
For what?
I watched the show and I just look at them like, you cannot be living your life like this.
No, but she does.
She does. And
I
I
went on the vacation. She's like, I sent all of my people a week before. And I was like, girl, give me your life. I want to live your life.
But did you see her husband? Itna Sharif?
He seemed like such a nice guy.
He's a pundit or something. He's like,
I have
really
no idea, but he seemed like such a nice guy. And all I could think was, this girl. Okay, but you know what? I'm not gonna make fun of her because honest to God, if I had that confidence, girl, she does everything.
You know, but
they make so much fun of her, and she's like, "It is what it is. I'm so amazing." And I'm like,
but I'm gonna roll it back around to the ears.
I did not notice her ears.
You will tonight.
I was kind of noticing other things.
Damn, we need her doctor's number.
Especially after kids. But you know what I love?
Oh my
god. Okay, but you know the funniest part? Those other girls, they make so much fun of Shalini, okay? And they low make fun of her. But have you ever seen Seema look at Shalini? She's like, oh my god. Wow.
Seema is something else, man.
Okay, who's your favorite?
On the show?
Yeah.
I think I actually really like Seema.
I really like Seema.
Yeah, I like Seema. I like Mahip too.
Mahip, you know why I like her? She's so no filter.
Yeah, she
says it. She doesn't care who she's offending.
Yeah.
She just says it. And I'm like, I love people like that.
Yeah, I know. Neelam is a bit over for me.
Neelam to me is like, she's like a plant for me.
Yeah.
I'm not like super into
And clearly I don't know about the fourth one because I don't remember her name. What's her name?
Bhavna.
Bhav.
Yeah, she's whatever too. She's whatever too.
Nah. But yeah, Seema and Mahip.
What do you think about the new ones? Shalini, Ridhima, which I think Ridhima is so beautiful.
She's really pretty.
Stunning.
I can't believe she's, what's his name's sister? Ranveer Kapoor.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
Also, her daughter looks exactly like the grandfather.
Okay, I don't even think I saw her daughter.
Oh, you might see it in the next episode.
Oh, okay,
You'll see her.
I'm just at the part where they're in Mauritius right now.
Oh my god. What a trip,
so
eh?
fun.
What a trip.
Yo, and then
Mauritius,
there's that other girl, the
this
50-year-old girl. What was her name?
I don't know her name, but the single one.
No.
Ridhima, Shalini, and
obviously forgetful.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't think there's anybody in the new crew that I just like Shalini's whole
her
I'm
vibe.
intrigued. I'm intrigued.
So intrigued. And
Yeah.
you know what? That's why I feel like she's such a good character because she's so vivacious.
Oh my god, the
That's the
outfit changes.
The outfit changes?
The parties.
She's like, I came down to learn how to sing. I'm going back up to put our new outfit. I'm like,
Because I've been wearing this outfit for 3-4 hours.
You do your thing. I want to be
was like,
you.
yeah.
I want to be you minus.
If she ever saw me, she'd be so icked out.
she'd be like, you don't know how to keep yourself proper.
Yeah, she'd be like, why are you not an aurat?
But she's literally living her best life.
Yeah, I know.
She don't give up.
Yeah.
She said,
She's
yeah,
not
I'm running
like-
in the ocean.
Yeah.
My God.
She's
Okay.
very ladylike. Listen, guys, I'm not gonna lie. I really do admire cute ears, but that's because I have an obsession with piercings. So I really like to look at like people's ears and their piercings. And the reason why I noticed it on the show is because Shalini wears these like massive earrings. Like her jewelry is crazy, right? Obviously, she's very over the top, but she'll wear it, and then all I see is her ears.
I haven't really, and she also wears ponytails a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed her ears, but now I definitely will.
But I have to say, like, I watched the show, but I find the show so annoying.
I find the show really annoying too. But I think that's what it is. It's like,
It's just like mind numbing.
yeah.
But I hate when they say certain things like, "Oh, she's so OTT," and I'm like, "What is that?"
Or when Mahib calls everyone a twat.
Twat,
A twat.
a wanker.
Yeah.
Playing the victim, dodging responsibility, and excusing their bad behavior. That's an ick for a man.
We do that a lot. Guilty. Guilty.
We definitely play the victim a lot to avoid confrontation.
Yeah. Like, you know when that there's this meme where it's like, I really wanted to get something, but my husband keeps saying, no, what should I do? And then the best friend is like, start crying.
Do you know how many like influencers will go on camera and be like, "These your tears, they're very valuable. Hold on to them for when you need something."
But I always say that. I'm like, don't cry in front of a guy. What's the point? Use those when you really need something. Like you really need something, then you use them.
You
There's
want to
no
do a
point.
girls trip to Mauritius?
Yes. That's when you use the tears.
I feel like we do end up playing the victim a lot. And I'm going to say this. Not for every woman. A lot of girls in the Desi community, we were never taught on how to properly have confrontation and how to problem solve. We were always taught to either stay quiet and keep your head down. And if you didn't do that, you were on an extreme end where you were just loud and always saying what you wanted to say. And it was almost disrespectful like.
Yeah.
I feel like we were never given skills on how to properly have a conversation. And if something bothers you, it took you so long to actually come to the person and say, "Hey, listen, this is bothering me."
Yeah. Facts.
You do that. Let's say you learned the skill, Hina. You came, and I didn't know how to, we're going to role play, right? I don't know how to do this. But something I said bothered you.
Yeah.
And you came to me and you're like, "Hey, Uruje, like, there's this one time where we went out and you said this and I didn't appreciate it."
Yeah.
Rather than me having the skills to say, "I'm really sorry. I didn't realize it. That's not what I meant. But thank you for bringing this forward."
Yeah.
And us being able to move past it,
Yeah.
I am now playing victim.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Oh, well, I was only responding that way because you said something the week before."
Yeah.
How do you feel in that situation?
Unvalidated,
Exactly.
invalidated. Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of men who maybe won't say much, they let things slide, but then want to say something to their women like, "Hey, listen, but this behavior is not okay. I don't like it." But then you end up turning the tables and bring out 5 negative things about your husband. Obviously, he's going to sit there being like, "Here we
I
go."
think we do that so much where it's like we'll hold on to things that have happened and we don't move past it because we don't know how to have that conversation about things that happened in the relationship. And then he'll bring up something and then like you can bring up things to him and be like, "You need to fix this, you need to fix this, you need to fix this." And then when he brings it up, immediately you're like, "How dare you? Do you remember 3 months ago when your mom did this, 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 this? This is why I'm so sensitive because I don't feel safe." And so I think you have to kind of, to your point, learn how to manage yourself better, get some confidence, learn how to go through your problems properly and actually not sweep them under the rug, completely fix the problem and then move forward.
I also think us as women, we need to get better at understanding that your husband is also a human being.
Yeah.
Okay. He also has feelings and emotions, and there are things that are going to bother him.
Yeah.
Yes, everything is going to bother us.
Yeah.
Everything is going to bother us. Okay. But here and there are going to be a couple of things that bother him. And instead of making him feel less than when he's talking to you about this, you should really acknowledge and be like, "You know what? Maybe what I did was wrong."
Yeah.
And he doesn't like it. So let me try and change things. Because when especially if you've given feedback to your husband and he's made changes, let's say you're like, "Listen, I really don't like it when you come home and you don't hang your jacket and you just leave it on the chair. When you come, can you just make sure you hang it because that's just a little less for me, something for me that I don't have to worry about."
Yeah.
And he actually does that.
Yeah.
I know it's something super small, but let's say he actually makes that change. But you can't make a change when he brings something up to you.
Yeah.
That's a bit unfair.
Yeah.
Bit of an ick.
I think that is too. I think it really just comes down to trying to figure out what's the best way to communicate, how to process problems and not like actually find a close to the problem, like find a solution. And sometimes the problem doesn't just get fixed. Like if it was a problem with in-laws, you can't always just fix the problem, but to find like a common ground where you can both be like, okay, this is how it is. And moving forward, maybe these are the things that we're going to be doing to keep both of our anxieties down.
I got another one just to piggyback on that. Somebody wrote in quotes, "I'm just a girl."
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
I think that can happen because I think it's just something that's like, it's like a worldwide thing. Like girls are more like vulnerable, sensitive, innocent. That's what I was looking for. Innocence.
I just feel like, it does play into us playing that victim card a bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, I didn't know, I'm just a girl.
Yeah,
but like
girls be catty.
Yeah, sometimes we
know so catty.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah. You know what? Honest to God, like I've met many girls in my life, and honestly, sometimes I would even say maybe there's people in my life that are like, Hina, you're so like brash. You know what I mean? I think people could say that. Or like, why do you always look so angry? Guys, I swear to God, it's unintentional. It's just the way my booty looks sometimes. I'm telling you. But like, you know, like I think that does happen. Yeah. We're like, you know, we want to be like, oh my God, but we're so soft and we're so like this. And we can come off very catty.
Yeah. Or it's like when you are asked to do something in the home and then all of a sudden it's like, no, I can't do it because I'm a girl.
Yeah, but I don't want to pick up a table and move it. But I will.
But it's like if it's just you and your husband living in the house, like help him carry the table.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. No, I say about that. I completely agree with you. We do use that a little bit.
Yep.
Okay, God, stop putting us down so much. My God, I'm just a girl.
Yo, Hina's guard's coming up. I'm like, we are like this. We are like this. Hina's like,
no, we're not. It's you. It's you. A biggest ick in girls, a lack of communication. Dropping hints isn't the same as communicating. So you know what I want to say about this? Whoa, we do this so much where we're like, let's say something happens, okay? Your husband was supposed to come and pick you up, or your partner's supposed to come pick you up at like 8:00. He comes at 8:45. Okay, you're ready. You're sitting there inside. You're freaking fuming, okay? Because you're like, no, I said 8:00. I've been sitting here 45 minutes. No call, nothing happened. So now I'm pissed off, okay? You go to dinner and you start doing that silent thing that us girls are so damn good at, okay? Sit in the car, chup chop, okay? And he's just like jamming. He's like, hey, how's your day? Like, you know, guys are aloof, okay? They have no idea, okay? How you look beautiful, blah, blah, blah. Go to dinner, you're ordering your food. You're just a little quieter. He's like, you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. And then you're on your phone and he's just like, you good? And you're like, yeah, I'm good. And then you'll do one of these. Like, it's not like, it's not that laugh. It's like, that was funny.
You see the faces he's making right now?
Okay.
It's the face.
And you hold on. You're harboring this, okay? And then you come home and he's sitting there. He's like, oh, I'm going to watch TV. And now you're even more mad. You're like, so you came late. And you're going to come home and not even spend time with me. And you're going to sit there and watch TV. You're going to watch sports. The audacity. And he's like, I'm just chilling. Great night with my wife. It's a good day.
It's a weekend tomorrow.
It's a weekend. And then you unleash the wrath. Okay? Like, you're like, how dare you? You came late. You did this. And this man is blindsided. Like, the flip just happened in the last 2 hours. It's because you didn't tell him straight up. You know what? I really didn't appreciate that you were late. It really hurt my feelings because I was waiting and I was super excited to go out. And you know, I don't like to go out super late because now I'm hella old. I can't hang.
I have heartburn because we had dinner so late.
And now I'm upset. And you know what? I need a hug and I need you to go get me that chocolate cake I like. Now that's what I need.
Facts. You should have just said it in the moment.
Just freaking said it.
And then you should have been like, you know, had you said that, you could have been like, after dinner, let's go for ice cream because I don't want to go home because I know you're going to sit in front of the TV and watch sports and you don't deserve that right now because you came home 45 minutes late. Let's go out for ice cream.
Yeah. Or he would say, shoot, I made you feel bad. I'm really sorry. Let me do something nice for you.
Let's go to Nani's Gelato.
But no, yes. But you know what? You know what happens? You keep it in. You stew because you're like, oh, I'm quiet. So he'll just know why I'm angry. He'll just know.
You know what the worst is?
What?
When you bring it up a week later.
1 week ago, do you remember? You do this all the time. You're always late for everything. And he's just like, what are you saying? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Like they actually don't remember.
Yeah, within 24 hours, that memory is gone. They're Dories.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll come back around. I speak whale.
They are such Dories.
They're
okay.
Dories.
And like you're sitting there like, yo, your anger is like peak. You peaked, okay? And then everything pisses you off. The next day he comes home, he buys you a flower, and you're like, I don't even want this stupid flower. One of the petals was brown.
Or you get in bed and he's snoring and you're supposed to turn around and be like,
And like, I'm gonna take this pillow and knock him.
block his nose.
Everything is making you mad. And then what do? You bring up the things that happened 4 years ago. I can't believe I married you. I was gonna marry someone else.
Yo, late at night when he turns that bathroom light on, you're so angry. Like, I'm sleeping and now he's turning the light on. He just is on
And
purpose.
then you rage, yo. You rage because you're building it all up. So the message from this scenario is, when you're angry, just say it in that way. And honestly, you have to sometimes actually explain it in layman terms.
Facts.
You have to be like, today at 8:45, you have come home. However, I've been waiting. Can you please not do this? I really want you to come on time. Or just give me a call and tell me. Because it really hurt my feelings. Just say it. They don't know.
But you know what it is? If they did tell you, let's say they messaged you being like, oh man, I have to pump gas. And that took another 20 minutes in their time. Okay. And now you're even more mad because you're like, you knew we were going to go out. You see the mind games? You're like, you knew we were going to go out. You intentionally left work late. And then you knew you had to take a pit stop at a gas station to pump gas.
And
So this is why you're 45 minutes late.
Because in your mind, you're like, if it was me and I knew how to pump gas, I would leave 20 minutes early.
Facts.
Just to get there on
I
time.
would have done it the night before because I didn't want to ruin our date night.
Yeah, because our mind, this is how our mind works as a mom, okay? This is how we plan the thing. Okay, so we're downstairs. We see 5 things on the table. There's a plate of food. There's something we have to take upstairs. There's a glass of water, okay, that needs to be filled. This is what you do. Mental math, girl math. You're like, okay, we're going to go do everything in the order that it comes, okay? So the fridge is right beside me. I will go to the fridge, put the water in, come back, grab the dish, put it in the sink, take whatever I need to take upstairs in one go. We don't do the upstairs, downstairs, sideways. No, it's mental math. Everything is on it. Like, we know where everything is. And the men are like, oh, there's a crumb. Put it here. Oh, look, there's another crumb. Go back. It's kind of like that where we've been like,
And also, men will just see the crumb, but they won't see the mess on top of the table.
yes, exactly.
And then you're like, why are you wasting your time picking up the crumb? Or why are you wasting a weekend cleaning out the garage when you could help me doing the weekly laundry that needs to be folded? And then you're just like, you see what I mean? Like, you're trying to help out and it's great, but the garage is not a priority.
But it's also like, listen, your priorities don't matter because mine are more important. That's it. Engineer to hum hai, honestly. Like, we don't even need the degree.
Engineer.
We are engineer, okay? Like, that's the truth.
Give me the rank.
Give me everything, okay? God. But yeah, so
Yo,
that's
the morning thing, that's really true, eh?
it is.
The things that need to go upstairs, the toys that are in the corner, the dishes that need to go in the sink, the dishes that are in the sink that need to be washed, the jackets that need to be hanged, the shoes that need to be put away, the vacuum that needs to be run.
Yes.
You got to do it in that order.
And you gotta, you like
And then
actually...
you put everything on the stairs that needs to go upstairs.
The stair collection. If y'all have stairs in your house, you know that happens.
Yeah.
Happens in every house.
And then because when everything is done in the downstairs level, you see that and you're like, oh, all this got to go upstairs.
Now, let me ask you something. You know how everybody got a schedule, okay?
Right.
Monday is laundry day, let's say, right? If by chance the laundry doesn't happen on Monday and you got to do the laundry on Tuesday, the way it pisses you off at times because you're like, no, it's against the damn schedule, okay? And the men are like, it's just laundry.
You're doing it like the same time on a different day.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Something came up, so what? And you're like, no, you don't understand. I had a damn schedule. Okay. The schedule did not schedule today.
Tuesday-
Now everything is out of line.
Tuesday is my Bollywood Lives time.
That's what I'm
Now I
saying.
skipped the episode.
Yeah.
Because I had to do the laundry.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
And they're like, why didn't you watch it on Monday? And you're like, stop questioning my logic.
Absolutely. So you cannot even see, I feel bad for guys.
We do.
Because honest to God, I actually think that like we are very emotional.
Yep.
Like the week before in that time of the month, girl.
Don't even come near us.
I'm like a howling monkey. It's scary to me.
Yeah. I'm not that. I can get very angry, but I'm not
get frustrated.
I get sad.
I get sad. Oh, girl, everything makes me cry.
I'm crying constantly. Like, I will have a frustrating day, which it's no different than any other frustrating day. Nothing additional has been added.
Thank you.
I'll be sitting on the couch crying.
No,
and I'm like, my day was so hard.
But also imagine if you see something sad then.
Oh, it's even
You know
worse.
those TikToks?
No.
The TikToks where it's like a little baby brother sees his older brother or something like that.
You know which one always gets me? You know the little infants that get hearing aids for the first time?
Oh my God, stop.
The way
Ones that put their glasses on? I can't even handle that.
See their parents, right? It's like the it goes into their ear, and then all of a sudden the mom's like, "Hi."
Oh my God.
And then he goes,
or they do that like the
I'm-
sad face where their lips are whimpering.
and they're like,
oh my
because they can
goodness,
actually
I
hear their parents for the
cannot.
first time. You guys, I can't handle it. If I watch that on the time of the month, it's game over. I'm on
And
the
you
couch
know,
for
once
20
you
minutes.
once you watch one, then they got to show you all of
Because
them.
the
The algorithm's like,
on
oh,
my
this is what
page.
she loves. Yeah. No, I am extreme emotion, but I'm very like short fuse. Like things will just irritate me, and I'll be like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't like I don't know. Like I get very like
impatient.
claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Like it's like that. It's
हर
so
बात
weird.
में चिढ़ चढ़ती है.
Yeah, chid is the word.
Yeah. I get that.
Chid.
I also feel like I'm very I always need to be on my own. Like I don't really like to gather, like I don't like social gatherings at that time. I don't like too much hugging. You know, my kids
That's
will
what
always
I mean,
come and
claustrophobic.
yeah.
Like I feel like if they're
physically
too
even
close, then I'm like, okay, I just need like a moment. Like
Yeah.
give me some space for like, let me breathe.
Yeah.
Let me breathe.
Yeah.
And they're probably like, what's wrong with you?
And they're probably like, why is she always like this? When is she on a good day?
My goodness.
Biggest ache in a woman? When women belittle their man or even other people in front of a crowd.
No, man, that is an ick.
That's an ache.
Big ick.
That's an ache both ways.
You know, sometimes I think they say it as a joke, like, oh, well, he would never do that. But then sometimes you're like, oh, like when you look back at it, okay? Like if I look back at it, like, you know, sometimes when you're with siblings, right? You'll crack jokes and stuff and you'll be like, you know, like it's something funny that like maybe you and your husband know this about each other.
Okay.
Like I know this man could not put an IKEA shelf together even if he tried.
Yep.
Okay. So you go over and you're like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna build this myself because this man ain't doing nothing. You know, like you'll say something like that. But then sometimes you do like, you have to reflect and be like, why am I making him look like less than?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And what are you going to get out of embarrassing an individual?
Yeah,
That's what I need
yeah.
to know. Because is the behavior going to change? Is he suddenly going to pick up
I
a
think
wrench
he
and
would-
start putting those shelves together?
Yeah, I think he would probably feel a lot more resentment. Okay, so you haven't seen Love is Blind, right?
No.
Okay, so in Love is Blind, we're talking about a lot of random shows today. In Love is Blind, there's this one girl, her name is Hannah, and she ends up with this guy named Nick, okay? And he ends up being like the star of the show.
Okay.
He's such a nice guy, but the thing with him is he is a bit immature. There's no doubt about that. He lives with his parents still. His parents still pay his phone bill, okay? But she picked this guy. He picked her. Okay. And she is a very independent girl. Okay. She takes care of her finances. She gets everything done. She has a good job. He is just kind of in real estate. He's starting out. So he's kind of learning the ways. Right.
Okay.
But the way this girl, oh my God, the way she brings him down all the time. Like she'll be like, so she's like to him, like, okay, like I need you to help out in the house. And I need you to just ask me and be like, hey, listen, do I need help? And sometimes I don't even need you to ask. I need you to do it yourself. Okay. So like when they moved into this new place, he's like, hey, like Hannah, do you know where the trash chute is, whatever, in a condo?
Okay.
And she's like, she got so mad and she's like, I can't believe you're that dumb that you don't even know where the trash whatever is, right? The disposal is, right? And then he was just like, he's like one of those like quieter guys. He's not like super in your face or whatever, right? And then she has done this to him consistently. And then she will talk about like private moments in their relationship with friends, but it's publicized on TV. And I think as a guy, you would just be like, I don't want any of that stuff coming out on TV. And he had specifically told her that please don't talk about like our private relationship.
Got it.
Like that on TV. And she does that. And she belittles him so much. She's like, okay, do you even know how to boil pasta? Like, do you even know how to do this? Like, I just feel like you don't know how to do anything and I'm going to have to teach you everything. And like, I love you. I really love you. But like, you don't really know how to do anything. And I'm just sitting there like, oh my God. Wow. Sister. Yeah. It's just a little bit much. Like, I think when you get to that level, you know that you're not with the right person if you're going to constantly belittle them.
And I feel like it's such a reflection of who she would be in any relationship. Because I would not want a friend like that.
Yeah.
Because she would belittle me as a friend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my mom to be like that.
But you know
because
what?
then they would belittle me as a child.
But my thought with it is more along the lines of like, she knows she picked the wrong person and they didn't end up together. And I think the reason why she is saying all these things to him, which she's not saying the right things, but the reason why she's saying these things to him is because she does not respect him.
Yeah.
And when you don't respect the other person, like in my mind, it's like, that's not a relationship that's going to work. I don't care if it's a marriage. It's just not going to work because you don't respect each other.
Yeah.
There's no respect.
Yeah. I also just feel like there are people who innately have this as a personality trait where all they want to do is bring people down.
Yeah.
And when that's who you are as an individual, this requires a lot of self-reflecting. But if you realize that's who you are as an individual, no matter what social setting you're in, that's what you're going to do. So imagine you're at a dawat, okay, and you see a couple there.
Yeah.
And they showed up late, okay? And it's like the wife knows that, listen, my husband's always going to run late. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. She could let it go.
Yeah.
But when she's constantly embarrassing him as you guys walk in the door,
Yeah.
even you guys as friends at that dawat are going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think so
And
too.
even the guys are going to be like, oh, look at you. She's got your little whip, no?
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And like guys can play off of it too. And then now you're not only embarrassing your spouse in a public setting where his friends and their spouses respectfully are all in that same space, but you are also making him feel less than in any public setting in front of your family.
Yeah, I agree.
At Eid.
I agree.
In a masjid.
Yeah.
Outside at Walmart.
And I think that's like a really important thing for guys and for girls too, where it's like in a relationship, you want to be respected.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But to that whole story, I also feel like he was immature. He was a nice person, but he was immature. Like, it's like, it's different because like a lot of people live with their parents because these days getting a house is really expensive, but it's more along the lines of like, listen, if you're working, like at least pay your phone bill. Like there's certain things that you should know how to boil pasta, but it's just the way that someone says it to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could also be like, hey, why don't I show you how to do it?
And maybe from her perspective, she didn't want to mother him.
Yeah, that's
right?
true too. That's
so I
true
get
too.
that too, because in a relationship, you don't ever want to be the parent. In
Yeah,
the
you don't,
relationship,
because that's not your job.
Right? You want to be two adults that are living together that can do all these things together. So there's always, like we always say this, there's a tariqa, there's a way to do something. But I just feel like if roles were reversed and a man was bringing down his woman in public, the way everyone would just attack him, like, what do you mean? How dare you? Don't speak to her that way. Da, 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 da. He would literally get annihilated.
He would get annihilated.
But you notice that if a lady attacks her man in public, you won't get the same response.
Yeah.
And it's a bit catty and it's a bit unfair. I'm going to say it's a bit unfair to men because I have
is.
experienced it.
It is.
Where all women do is like embarrass or bring down their spouses in public. And I just feel like it's not cool. It doesn't look good. It doesn't make you look like you have any leg up over anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing for the girl doing it too.
Yeah.
Like, hard about
I
that
agree.
people have to say something. You know, when
You're
you become, sometimes you become the running joke in a friend group.
Yeah.
And then it's like people are just like placing bets left, right, and center. Like, oh, what do you think she's going to say about him today?
Oh my God.
You don't want that.
No, that's so true.
Right? You
That's
don't want
so
to be
true.
known as that couple in a friend
Yeah,
group.
and then it's like, okay, if you are going to be married to this person for the rest of your life, like, why would you want to put yourself out there like that? So that people think that about the person that you're with. Like, wouldn't you want to show up in the best light possible? Like, I think of it that
And
way.
because your spouse is a representation of who you are.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
an extension of who you are.
Yeah.
So show him in a great light and show yourself in a great light, right? Show that you can respect the person in your life, that you can respect the relationship in your life, and don't bring him down. It's kind of like when you have an argument before a party.
Yeah.
Are you going to stew and bring that and air your dirty laundry in public?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to leave it in the back, attend this party, and then see if you need to revisit it? Or sometimes the party can make you in a better mood and then you forget why you're angry.
That's really true. You know, I've heard this thing where like people say that like don't share your problems with your friends, because girls do this a lot. We're so guilty of it. Like we'll have an issue and we'll be like, oh my God, like he did this. Because I think what happens is those friends, if they're like not the greatest friends, they'll be like, oh my God, why did he do that? And they just like egg you on. And they think they're like, I'm supporting you as a friend, like you're my support. But then there's the odd few friends that are like, well, yeah, that's a part of life, and they'll set you straight. But those are slim. Okay. Most friends will be like, why did he do that? I can't believe he's like that. Da, 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 da. And by the time you get home, if you hadn't said anything, you probably would have gotten over it. But they will just continue. And you're still going to get over that problem with your husband.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, your friends are not.
And you've now tainted his reputation in front of everyone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what you can and cannot say to your family about your spouse.
Absolutely.
Right? You gotta set those boundaries. Okay. And you know, I watched a TikTok where it was saying how boundaries is not that you've set up an entire wall.
Yeah.
Boundaries is that you've created a door and you decide what you're gonna let in and out.
I love that.
Right?
I love that
and so
analogy.
even when it comes to your husband's relationship in terms of what you tell your mom or your siblings or your dad or your cousins, there's only so much you're going to tell, because even if you're angry about something, you will get over it because you are living the ins and outs with this person. But if you go and tell a family member, they latch onto it, especially like if it's your mom.
I agree.
She's going to hold on to it and she's going to say, oh, he's mistreating her.
Yeah.
Right? Where they won't understand the nuances of how couples argue nowadays. It's very different from how couples used to argue back in the day.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So just be very mindful of what you share and how you share it. Men, what are your biggest icks in women? Number 1, nag. Number 2, farting in front of him.
Yo, if a girl's doing that, whoo, you brave girl. You are brave.
Number 3, PDA. PDA is an ick?
I don't find PDA to be, unless you're like PDA. If it was like PD, there's levels to PDA, girl.
Like a capital PDA.
Like a capital PDA.
Interesting.
But I don't think, do you find PDA to be repulsive? I find it kind of cute.
I find it kind of cute if it's done within certain limits.
Yeah. If it was like, if it's like the get the room PDA, that is, I don't need to see that.
Yeah. But if you guys are like holding hands or something, I think that's
Or
cute.
like if you hug your husband, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Always asking, what are you thinking?
The you know our line, it's like, I just want to talk to you about something. I wonder what they think when we say that.
I know. Do you guys get nervous?
Oh.
Another one. Long nails. I'm just gonna put my hands away for now.
Like the long nails.
Or maybe it's like long nails that are not kept well. Like no, if you grow your nails out, but then you don't shape them or
yeah, but there's levels of long nails, girl. There's like this long nails, but then there's like this long nails.
Yeah, true.
Those long nails give me an ick.
Yeah. My fiance said my short hair.
Aww.
It'll grow out.
Short hair looks so good on some girls.
It'll grow out.
Yeah.
It's fine. Some people actually can rock them. My hair fall. He has a tiny vacuum shaped like a gun that he keeps on top of the armoire. You guys, we can't control the hair fall.
That we can't control, especially after kids. Sorry.
Also, y'all have hair fall too?
Yes.
We've seen those beards.
When you're like trimming and lining it up
Ugh.
and it's all sitting there like, oh.
My husband hates it when I slurp the last bit of my almost empty drink in a plastic cup. Slurp, slurp. You guys, I'm not gonna let when I'm drinking like an ice cap and my kids are in the back and I'm drinking it, I'll do it on purpose and they laugh.
Like, do they really?
Yeah, I don't know why they find it so funny, so I do it intentionally.
That is so cute. Bila Vajaka drama. And drama is our middle name.
Wo to hum hai.
Wo to hum hai.
It's our purpose in life.
That's the most asliyat I've heard all day.
God. Talking in a baby voice.
Oh my God, you're so cute.
Oh, you're so cute.
Okay, but look, I'm gonna say it. I'm guilty of talking in a baby voice to my nieces and nephews. I do that.
But like, can we go, please?
No, not to like an actual guy. No, like I could never do that voice.
No,
you know when you have a baby and you have like everyone has a cute voice that you speak to babies in.
The baby is the excuse.
That the baby is the excuse.
Don't talk to a grown man like that.
No.
It's an ick for me too.
That's weird.
Obsessing over fictional men and comparing them to men in real life.
Like a book.
50 Shades of Grey status.
I was gonna say that. The way Christian Grey had a chokehold on all the women.
Yeah.
He had a chokehold on all the women. Okay, the thing is, y'all, you can't do things like that, man. That's not even real. Or like even,
I'm not gonna compare someone to Shah Rukh Khan.
Yeah, or like even like the characters that someone plays in a movie.
Yeah.
A TV show.
Yeah, right, right.
Sorry, it's not the same thing.
If she chews her food too loud.
That's an ick for me. 100% that's an ick for me too. That's an ick for me.
A big ick for me is like when I see girls chewing gum, like
I chew gum, yo.
I know, but you keep it like in your mouth.
Yeah,
you've never like, chewed
like that. No,
I ever see that? Hair on the shower wall.
Guilty at times. This happens.
Guilty.
But I try to, I always when I'm like, because I'm like, okay, I don't want all of it anywhere else. So you're like, okay, I'll just put it there. So I remember to throw it away.
Yeah, but what if you forget?
And then you forget.
And then you forget. And then the next time you come and it's dangling.
It is.
It's gross. Guys, I get grossed out. Imagine your poor partner is gonna get grossed out.
No,
it's
but
gross.
you wanna know what's even more gross? When like you're like, why is the water not going down the drain? It's like clogged, and then you clean it up, and you're like,
this is all me. This is all me.
Like I will literally dry heave. I will dry freaking heave. I can't do it.
Guys, the way I'm so like whatever about hair, Hina's been over multiple times, okay? And the way that I'm like this,
she's like, she's always like, oh, that's mine. This is mine. This is mine.
it's just my hair falls out a lot.
My hair falls out a lot too, though. It's after kids. Like it's just.
Yeah, I know.
Gungy,
I think it's just like
life.
making sure we clean it up properly. Okay?
Yeah, I think so too.
What's your ick in a girl?
Okay, my ick in a girl is girls that are overly gossipy, and they are the type of girls that anytime you hang out with them, they can't do anything but talk about other people, but then they're also still friends with those people. Ooh, that's my ick.
That is an
because
ick.
I don't know, maybe I'm just at a stage where I'm like, if you got a problem, just say it to them. But then it's also like, okay, you know that girl disrespected you so much and then you're still friends with them.
Yeah.
Where's the logic?
Right.
For me, it's like a lack of boundaries. You lack self-respect because you still have that in your life. And it's also this like mentality of like, oh my God, I can't hurt other people's feelings when people are consistently hurting your feelings. Like cut and move on.
Yeah,
you'll be so much happier.
That's an ick.
That's a big ick for me. What's yours?
What's an ick in girls for me?
A big ick.
Okay, I don't like girls who always make it about themselves.
That's a good one.
I also, an ick for me a bit sometimes is like when I don't see ambition in a girl. But I feel the same way for guys. So I think it's an overall ick. If I see women who they're not thriving, they're not pursuing something, and I don't even mean, I'm not even saying to be like an overachiever. I just mean have something that brings you joy that's outside of like your norms, right? Like have a passion, have something. God, buy a cricket machine, do something that's going to bring and spark that joy in you, where it's literally just you and that passion. Right? It's not a third person.
Yeah.
You're not relying on somebody else to fill that cup. You are generally doing it for yourself. I love it when people have, like when women have a drive to go to the gym. I love it. When people have a drive to play a sport. If you like play professionally, that's amazing. As a woman, it's amazing, right?
That is amazing.
I love women who have a small business. I love women who are like, oh, I'm doing this thing on the side where I am, helping charities or NGOs or whatever, doing something to give back to the community. This is the way that I give back. Anything where I feel like you're doing something that's aside from a typical 9-to-5 household responsibilities. Even if you're a housewife, that doesn't mean you can't have a passion. I agree with women who are like, avid readers, and then they come out with a social page where they review books left, right, and center. And it's so nice to see because you're just diving into like knowledge and making yourself better and then sharing it with the world. I just love to see that.
I love that because I think it's important for women to like champion other women. But I think that's also another ick for me, the women that don't do that.
Yeah.
Or the women where, let's say you are doing one of those things where like you've started a business or you've started this passion project and like you just, I don't know, girls, we have this instinct, okay, where it's like, like when somebody gives you a compliment internally, sometimes you're like, that was genuine. But then in other times you're like, I don't know if that was a surface level compliment because you just felt like, oh no, like, yeah, congratulations on da 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 da. You just know when it's genuine and when it's not genuine. Like you have this gut instinct with people. Sometimes I feel like the girls that pretend, those are huge icks for me.
Or it's like the congratulations comes with a but and.
Yeah.
And then it's always like, how are you gonna do this?
Yeah.
How are you managing this?
Yeah.
Are you even making any money from it?
Oh my
God. And it's like none of this equals any sort of thing if it's genuinely bringing me joy.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be equated to status, money, power, fame? It could have absolutely nothing to do with that. Yeah. I could literally have a passion project where I just interior design and switch up my home every 6 months and not showcase it to anyone. And when I invite you every 6 months, you have a comment to say about it.
But that's the thing, right? Like the girls that something is happening in their life, regardless, you don't even know what's happening because they're not going to share with you, but they just have this like negativity with it. Like you just feel the negativity. Like it's always like, how are you gonna do this? Or how are you gonna do this? Or you let's say one day you're like, oh, so I had this idea and I was thinking of doing this. And they're just like, that sounds really hard. Instead of being like, get it, girl.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do it. You're going to kill it. Like instead of being like that.
Yeah. Or they'll be like, are you sure? Have you thought it through?
Yeah.
And then they're out here being the voice in your head that doesn't need to be there.
Exactly.
Because you already had the idea to do it.
Yeah, as if we don't have a million self-doubts before we start something. Well, I don't
Facts.
need you to do that to me too. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think those are like a huge icks for me.
Those are huge icks
Not
for me.
so much like the other things, like she didn't do her makeup, her nails are unkempt. Like for me, I'm like, I don't care, live your life. But those things are like major.
I'm also just going to say, I don't really like women who swear, even though I'm guilty of doing
I'm not
it too.
gonna lie, I'm sometimes doing that too.
But I think it's because I've
it's
been watching this
excessive.
Bollywood live show or Bollywood Wives.
That sometimes is a bit excessive.
Like it's excessive where I'm just like, you don't need to be saying it. You can say the sentence without saying the word.
Yeah, honestly, I know, but at times, because I know I'm guilty of it, I feel like sometimes you're so frustrated that the way it comes out, you're like, I need to say that.
But this is what I mean. In certain situations, your feelings are going
Yes.
to be validated. And by all means, you need to use the word that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
talking about if I'm
Excessive.
telling you, oh my God, Hina, this coffee is amazing.
Yeah.
Do I need to insert a swear word in there?
Probably not. But for me, I'm like, express yourself. As long as it's not like raunchy. I guess that can come off raunchy though.
Yeah.
Like it kind of can.
Yeah.
But
This
I think some people do it a lot.
This
Like
is
a
not
lot.
an ick for me, but I love women who have like wicked streetwear.
You're one of those women, girl.
Thank you. But you know, there's like women out there whose streetwear is like on top of their game. And the way I admire the way they dress. Oh, I want to shop in their closet.
I love women that can like pull things together really easily.
Yeah.
That's like inspirational
Yeah.
to me. Like,
and
I
like
love that.
both like daytime they're in streetwear and nighttime they pull out a black dress and you're like, who is this?
She's a Jill. She's
Who
a Jill.
is this?
She's a Jill of all trades.
Admire that.
I admire that too. That's a skill. That's
Yeah.
a major skill.
All right, y'all.
All right, guys, that
On
is
that
our
note.
episode for today. Make sure you guys are following us on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to all of our channels. Give us the 5 stars, Instagram, TikTok, everything. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, mom.